Hey folks, welcome back. My name is Krishna. If you're new to the channel, welcome. So this time around, we're going to talk a little bit more about a scratch disk. This is probably one of the most useful things you can set up if you're using any type of design application. I primarily use Photoshop and I use Premiere and a few other Adobe tools, but scratch disk settings are also applicable to other programs like Clip Studio Paint, Krita, etc. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how I've got my scratch disk set up on my Mac, specifically an M4 Mac Mini. And we'll talk a little bit about what a scratch disk does and how you can get it set up on your computer. So stick around, get right into it. So what exactly is a scratch disk? I prefer to think of it as temporary storage. Your Mac or PC has a finite amount of RAM. Photoshop takes as much RAM as it can possibly use. If you're dealing with files that go beyond the amount of RAM that your computer has available, Photoshop will then use this temporary storage to process and work with your files. Typically, if you don't have a dedicated scratch disk, that becomes your computer's internal storage device, typically your boot drive. So on my M4 Mac Mini, I have a built-in scratch disk that's already present within the internal storage device. Now, that's not exactly optimum, because if that internal storage device happens to get filled up or gets close to being filled up, that's going to cause some performance issues on the scratch disk. It's for this reason that I recommend having a dedicated scratch disk. And this is typically in the form of an NVMe drive. Typically, I recommend 1 terabyte. And you can put it into an enclosure. I recommend USB-C or a Thunderbolt 3 or 4 enclosure, and you can simply connect it to your Mac Mini's ports and you should be good to go. The only other thing that you would have to do after opening up Disk Utility to format your new scratch disk is to go into Photoshop's settings or preferences and then go to the scratch disk settings and choose the drive that you just minted as your scratch disk. I typically call the scratch disk because it's the easiest thing for me to find. It's on my desktop, and I have multiple applications using that same scratch disk as temporary storage. So I use Premiere, I use Photoshop, I use a few other tools, and all of these tools have an option in their preferences to where you can assign a specific scratch disk for the application. And in all of those cases, I have it point to the same scratch disk. So every time those applications launch up, they can find the scratch disk. Now, if you're working on a laptop and you're mobile, it's not a bad idea to bring the scratch disk with you. If you don't, not a problem, but your Photoshop application or Premiere will basically use your internal storage device if it can't find the dedicated scratch disks. So something that I would recommend doing when you purchase a scratch disk is to make sure that you get at least a 1 terabyte NVMe drive, get an enclosure that's going to be reliable, that also has some cooling options, and from there, make sure that it's got a very fast connection, and then you can plug it into your Thunderbolt port or a USB-C port, and you should be good to go. The external storage drive that I use is called Dock Case, and it actually includes a small LED screen here that gives you some data about the read and write transfer speed as your drive is actually functional. The NVMe drive is actually located inside this particular case. So I've already got it set up. It's connected to a 10 gigabit per second USB-C case, and it's pretty solid. It also has some active cooling. There's a small fan inside. This is not a sponsor. This is just something that I've purchased with my own hard-earned cash, and this is what has been working for me pretty well. So I highly recommend it. So if you get some value out of this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions about a scratch disk and what it can mean for you, please drop me a comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.